Don't be disrespecting woxic like that. He's done it before. He can do it again. Or maybe not.
Not this time. He has been very classic with that P2K, though. This tournament in particular. Some crazy, crazy holds. But not this round. The other Eternal Fire members going to be having to doing that shooting. Good flash, but Bit's going to be able to deal with two. And things getting quite difficult. Maja finding the double here on the retake and pushing in from a main. They will be walking into a bit of an odd crossfire. Ima. Lovely shot there from the cake, and it's Calyx in a 1v3, but time against him, as well as, ooh, some sharp individuals from NAVI. Grabs that kit, and we'll just be sending it back to the safety.
Alexi, right, okay, they just cleared outside B, but he didn't get punished. You can see slowly the reactions, putting more pressure towards A, right? They can't be strong everywhere at the same time.
Ooh, okay. Bit of extra damage coming through there. Alexi falls with some chunk damage onto Wicadia, who makes his way back and will dodge that HE. But in the 4v2, you can see Eternal Fire very much happy to play for the retake. Good damage. Calyx denying that aggression from JL. And Wonderful has way too many to get past. Successful retake, and Eternal Fire will be able to take the first gun round.
Well, oh, that's more like it from Alexi. Last time we saw him on that mid-leg, fell short in a key fight. This time, it's a crazy opener from the MAC-10. Mid-control taker, but that bomb on Wonderful's back is heading over towards A main alone. And it gets another kill on a player rotating over from B, but it's Maja hot on the backstab that really could look to complicate matters here. It comes down to how fast Wonderful goes. Never mind, XANTARES has ruined the entire round for NAVI. That quick double up
Through the smoke.
Yeah.
And in the meanwhile, NAVI starting to throw some progression utility to draw attention towards A main. 40 seconds and they need to regroup. That bomb needs to be picked up, which will be by Bit, and it's going to be that B hit.
You can see how split the defense is with that lack of mid control and the smokes being thrown by NAVI. Look where woxic is with Yob. He's in CT spawn, right?
Oh, that's a lot of damage from him on the openers, and there's JL to capitalize on it. It's left down to the wire here for NAVI as that late rotate comes in. The bomb on the back of Bit. But gifted a golden opportunity there as the Dark players line up and hand NAVI the easy equalizer. But a lot of the legwork done across the round to, as you were kind of highlighted there, Yanka, really restrict Eternal Fire's defense. And your AWP is having to sit all the way in the back line and just hold an angle. You don't love it. woxic didn't really get to choose whether or not he was involved in this round. Ooh, but XANTARES, what's he going to be? Is he going to be the hero Eternal Fire need here? One kill from the man in defense to that B site, but toppled immediately. And the rest of the ranks of Eternal Fire. So it's a up-tempo round here, a pace change put forward from NAVI on the all-in B play. He needs him to go a little bit wider so that Bit actually has the chance to fight for this. Eternal Fire even bring woxic over on that AWP. Opening kill of the round came from it. Doesn't look destined to get any more here. There's a backstab out of Wicadia all the way through the A push. And so it's down to Emma to try and get them away through. Opens up on the first man. Now it's Alexi attempting to follow up here. Him and Wonderful, kills in tandem, have opened up a route to the plant.
Bringing it back. Eternal Fire yet to convert, even though they started with the man advantage and they realize exactly where both the CTs are coming from. Wonderful. Close to the B main smoke. Will reposition before it fades. Just so he's not out on an island. And now able to pivot off of each other's information. Wonderful trying to spot the cross out of the dark and swings to keep on fighting with his teammate, but things don't go right initially. 50 HP to play with. Time a factor, but Wicadia is going to have plenty of time to get that defuse off. 4-4. Do you guys have Nobby's nuts?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's not just an Australian thing.
Well, in Europe, we say novice nuts.
Okay. That checks out, yeah.
Ooh, they try to fight Wonderful. And he would have loved his chance to strike with the AWP, but they get out. And now NAVI start to tiptoe over towards this dark control. JL's going to look for the opener here. Molly goes in. That's going to stop anyone trying to trade. Meanwhile, Alexi springs the trap over in middle. That's a very forward play from Alexi B. Runs across. And now XANTARES has got to watch 100 different angles. He's just one man. Let's see if he's up for the job. They've got him boxed in here. Deals with Alexi, sure, but just too many left to deal with past that point. And so NAVI are onto a winner. But that wouldn't be helpful. That wouldn't be useful. And that's not how this guy rolls. He's going to go retake that space now with a bit of support from, albeit, XANTARES. Ooh, that could be something.
I like that. Heads up to expect that second man over towards dark side. Wonderful. Able to find XANTARES eventually. Down low, also has the helping hand from Alexi B to trade that one through. Wicadia on the flank, finds two and brings this one back in Eternal Fire's favor. woxic. Oh, awkward moment for there. Imma backing away, realizing there's two CTs coming from that position, and now they need to find exactly where Calyx is as well.
Oh, went to check for it. And so that leaves it all on bit. He at least has the info about this AWP that's coming in through main, but an awkward clutch nonetheless. Gonna have to swing out. Oh, play early, dealt with woxic in the back line, but couldn't quite finish the job.
B split.
Yeah, glyph smoke coming in. Should allow them to go for the plant. Well, actually, that's going all the way to CT.
It's actually, yeah, it was starting to like peek ahead of the util there, but you also don't want to lose him. You were very much set up to play retake over here towards B. So I like that he fell back a little bit, wait for everyone else to rotate over. You've got a smoke, two flashes. You're going to use that smoke for the bomb, smoke off one of the angles, smoke off dark. There's some options here for NAVI based on how these early fights go, but the flashes don't blind Calyx, and you really wish they did. 3 kills from the man. And now the rest of Eternal Fire look to get involved as Calyx chases down that last remaining player. It's just JL for Calyx left to... Oh, God! Don't lose this! JL out of ammo. And Eternal Fire grab the pistol round with Calyx offering up a big old hat trick. This is concerning. That extra money made allowed an M4 to be purchased up here. And so this has not gone swimmingly for Eternal Fire. Their attempt to get out mid thwarted. And now they're down to not only less manpower, but almost less firepower as well. 2 MAC-10s and a Galil left up in this one. 1 smoke, 1 flash.
I think that's a little bit unfair towards Calyx, Major, and woxic, Harry, but if you say so. I think their firepower is still good despite Wicadia and XANTARES being dead, but that's just me. Now in a 3v4, they're at the right place, but will they go at the right time?
Oh, Bids just moved back over that molly. You know, at least, that molly's not going to do anything, actually. They're just going to walk right around it. Through the fires, and burn Eternal. 3v2, JL moves in, but only had that USP to work with. Didn't go for the AK, dropped over in middle. Imma now looks to join. Bit went looking for the planter, but couldn't find him. 2v2 here, Bit's calling for that support, and Imma finally arrives. Chance on a Calyx as he's caught out in no man's land. Magic's got to do this alone. MAC-10 by his side, but Imma's on the AK. Gonna try play around this bomb. Backs out into main. Knows that a kit won't have been purchased up here, and Samatra is very much calling their bluff, taking a very deep angle. He knows that Imma's got to come hunting, got to go looking for this kill, and there's just not enough time left for Imma to win this. Maja plays the 1v2 to perfection, as safe as he possibly can to tie this game up.
Okay, double mollies at mid. We're going to show some really early aggression. Eternal Fire going fast, but JL, a cracker onto Wicadia.
It's like the craziest opening you could have looked for, right? Like, he's already gone. He's already out of mid. You never even had a chance to even realize what was happening there. And he's very, very quickly ended up back over towards this A site. Wonderful's Deagle now gets the strike. There's some team damage in there. This is a disaster. They collapse upon camera. The highlight reels in, and Calyx now left up all alone to try leave his mark on the round, but he can't do a thing. Not David James Cameron. I feel like I really overdid it there. Like, just making it clear.
What are you talking
It's James
about?
Cameron.
Just take your medicine today.
no. But off it for a while.
The guy's all out.
Yeah, he ran out. Oh. Okay, right. There was a bit of a skirmish to open up this round. Bit of a skirmish. Eternal Fire come out looking slightly better off. Wonderful's hurting, but things might get worse based on this mid fight. JL has the shadow advantage there as Madge is coming around the corner.
Oh,
so now just going to be left with this A-pop. Wonderful up close. Would have loved one more before he goes down. Still even odds here, and a double setup between camera and the site player. JL knowing to play up to the cameras, but woxic gets rid of him. So now that leaves it on Alexi versus woxic. Backstab in, and woxic is none the wiser.
Alexi flashed.
He doesn't know that, though. He doesn't know where it came from.
He was blind.
Yeah, he doesn't know where it came from.
Oh, well, buddy. Oh my god, why did that feel so uncertain?
Was pretty poor from the get-go, and NAVI is not in reset territory, so...
Oh, but...
They knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, if the stars align for you. Wicadia giving the double opener. Yeah, all right.
To the stars.
If the winds are born for you, then they'll take them. Kind of like a Rumpelstiltskin type vibe there.
Don't know what that is.
Well,
sounds made up.
I mean, I guess it is. It's not a parable, more of a fairy tale.
Oh, like the three piggies?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For that E-box control, need to crack the smoke and just draw attention away from the A site, which is where we're going to see Eternal Fire group up and hit Alexi in a solid position to potentially peek in from bridge, but the timing favors Eternal Fire. No one there, no one seen. And Alexi can go looking. Ooh, drops in. Someone's close enough to hear that. But are they not turning around?
Yeah, no one's reacting to it.
Oh, Calyx
I feel like
is looking.
They should have heard that. Calyx tries to take up the angle. They heard someone else throwing the util, so Alexi should be cognizant that there's a second man here, but it's that woxic AWP holding the line. Woxic, this is all him this round. Let's go. That's what's been missing. Oh, yes. Woxic, come on, get the ace. Let's go. No, wonderful. Come back, come back, come back. Come back. You won't.
You see the problem also with not defaulting. Like, look at the nades on the B players. There's two smokes still. Ima just used one. There's one more on Alexi.
Yeah.
Wonderful is there as well with the op. And incendiary too, so they'll be feeling good about this.
Oh, not feeling good about that.
XANTARES peak.
Yeah, XANTARES peak is in a full blind.
Major flash.
Wicadia now with the plant. Alexi just trying to spam, hoping that something connects here. A round that was looking good for NAVI, now left hanging in the balance. Thanks to the quick entry work. Wicadia and XANTARES 3-on-3 in the post plant.
The woxic scope.
Play around. Woxic scoped in. Holds the line. But it's all XANTARES right now. Woxic in with the close.
But again, that util thinning, there's so many flashes for them to use. And that's kind of what won them the last round, but we'll see if they can do it again.
Oh, we're going to need another banging opener from XANTARES here, and once again, it's going to have to be getting past this AWP. This time, Em is there to try and lend a helping hand and play the trade game so that even if Wonderful falls short, they've got a way out. Those molly tags will be heard, and with only 20 seconds left, it kind of breaks down the illusion of where this round was hoping to end up. This time, Wonderful hits the mark. This time, he hits it thrice over. Alexi, smoke spam at the close, but last round, it was from desperation. This time, it's trying to rob even more from Eternal Fire as NAVI lock in map point here.
We'll see if they go for more of a mid-round approach back towards the B site here, but again, you can see NAVI turtled up with 3. Putting heavy presence on that dark control.
NAVI has been playing, this setup for a lot of rounds. I mean, just the 3-2 really. Okay, they've been switching where the op goes. Wow, major finds great timing onto Ima.
That's so awkward as well. Alexi just handed him a smoke to go and re-smoke dark, and in that move, that extra second of changing the util over leads to Ima's death. This could get awkward now as this B defense comes down to 2. Alexi tries to make a move. Eternal Fire really putting the pressure on and blow that smoke open. Alexi's dead. Rotate's coming in over from that A site, but they're going to arrive late here. And in the 3-on-5, I think you're already thinking about saving here if you're NAVI. you can't really justify giving this one a look in. You want to make sure everything's just peachy in this upcoming round.
Bomb's got a cross, though, and there's no smoke for it. Does get thrown. Great toss. And that window of opportunity for NAVI to get back in gets closed, and now it should just be save time. Well, Alexi.
From Alexi tucked back in a leash, but that molly forces the reposition. However, now they discount JL. He springs the trap. XANTARES dead. Bit tucked in. Needs to withstand this hit. Can't find a thing as Wicadia runs him down. Alexi fully blind. These flashes have helped Wicadia massively on this journey in, but JL is that bastion of hope for NAVI. 3 kills deep. Yema now moves in to lend a helping hand. woxic tagged up. JL up in the heavens. Smoke fades. He's given open sight lines here, but Calyx gets rid of him. And now tries to creep up to shut down these players up in heaven. Bomb drop, 20 seconds left. Someone's got to make a move to grab that, or you've got to go for the kills. No one's moving a muscle right now. woxic dead. Calyx, they line up for him.
Keep the spirits up. Keep rolling. Game isn't over.
Ooh. They got wonderful going, and he's still here. Needs to hit another shot to maybe have a chance in the round. XANTARES starting to tear apart NAVI. Oh, lovely little shot here. Danced around the glizzy, but won't be able to get any more.
The XANTARES pick is just too strong.
It's like watching a silver player with a wall hack. It's like, no, you can't shoot there. Oh, XANTARES on for the ace. Go on, get it. We've had so many. No, God. JL stops him, but the round should still be safe for Eternal Fire.
And B-site in the crosshairs.
If you want success on the ANUBIS Oasis, you need the Wonder Wall. Line held, first shot connects. Not enough to keep them out of the sight yet, but enough to slow their roll, certainly. Oh my God, that's a lot of nades. Zimmer is so dead. Barely even time to realize what was happening. It was already over. And even though there's been this kill from the AWP, hasn't brought NAVI back into the fold here, weighing up some awkward decisions. Bit run down over at Dark, and Alexi nearly caught sleeping at the wheel there. Flash wrecks him. He's now trapped in the site, fighting here with Wonderful dead. It's all eyes on Alexi. Amacıyla puts a stop to it. Eternal Fire, 2 in a row on the T side in overtime.
Mid a lot. This is where they make the adjustment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Grimming in.
well, there's that AWP. Once more, it's good to tango. JL gets involved, and a quick turnaround from Bit. You walk into the triple stack here in the final round of your T side for Eternal Fire. And a bit of a sad way for it to go. woxic left up in this clutch.
Well, you wanted him to ace before. He's got another shot.
True. Objectively true, I guess, but not going to get it. It's a flawless round to close there for NAVI. Satisfaction.
Bomb side.
Oh, that would have been better.
Flankers faction.
Oh, but a little push in the meantime out towards B. Still, NAVI teed up to win that one out. They had the trade game locked in. They needed him to get that opener, and he provided it. So that's going to trigger the B play to come through for this NAVI squad. Even though Wicadia is hot on their heels, he's going to be loud on the approach till he's not, and suddenly things get a little bit more interesting. Amacıyla wanted some resistance from the guy, but they line up for this backstab. Wicadia complicates matters, and woxic hits the flick. Missed shot from Wonderful, and now he's got to contest with a bomb plant and this 1v2. They swing him early.
I thought they'd win that round, but then, yeah, Eternal Fire doing it very much the hard way. Couple of clutches needed, couple of great individual efforts. Molly almost disrespected by XANTARES, but he will get away from that off shot. Oof.
Okay, Alexi's been good at finding these timings, or at least he was in regulation. Gets out mid and even finds Calyx on that push in towards Temples. Now, if you're on B, you're suddenly having to look behind you. They try to pressure down over towards Dark, but Bit was there, ready and raring to go for the trade, so they keep this in their favor, do NAVI. And they even pick up XANTARES over towards that B site. If they don't give anything over, this round is nice and safe. And so Bit is trying with all his might to not be that first domino to fall. Getting out with one should be enough, but it's Wicadia, the man who robbed that last round from NAVI, left up in the clutch. And with 10 grand in his pocket, Screw it. Why not try it? Let's go. Insult to injury on this. Wicadia going to try get past this AWP. Oh, but he wants the AK.
Yeah, he wants the AK.
He wants the AK. He thought about it. He was really, really considering it. We all saw it.
I'm gonna drop the small.
Oh, that one's free.
Miscommunication. It's going to be awkward as hell, but Major going to be able to find 2 there. Nice little trades, but unfortunately can't find a 3rd. Now it's woxic in 1v3 to try and close here. Has to go for it.
Yeah, now he is going
another
for
round
it.
of OT.
Let's go, woxic. Come on. Give us something worth screaming about. This is it. This is woxic's round. We've been waiting for the big flicks to get switched online. They know where that AWP is now, but it's all a bit of deception from woxic as he plans 3 steps ahead. Fires off from CT, wraps around to Temple. He's hoping that that's drawing their attention onto a bit of a red herring because woxic is making his play out through that Temple doorway right now, looking for the first incision. Won't get the spot for free. It's going to be this player in the site offered up first. Now, wonderful. Shifts off the line, gives woxic a little bit of room. That's them trying to play around this bomb. woxic very, very quickly has to suss out where both these players are, and there just isn't time for him here. So that 1v3 was attempted, but does not come through. NAVI get us into another overtime. What's happening?
Will someone tell him that?
Oh, God.
Wonderful.
I mean, that nade, yeah. That sealed his fate. JL played in behind him, though, so there's at least a trade and serious ground taken. Alexi owns mid, and NAVI own B. And that's the round.
That seems to be the round.
On both sides.
Okay, smokes there. woxic going to be able to pick one off. He saw another one coming through and is going to fully regress. No, decides to play around Cake, but wonderful. Locks in that line. Man advantage is going to be thrown away. Wicadia, unfortunately, will be falling as well, and that's the A site taken. Still with Imma on the lurk here. Might be able to cut him off at mid, but there is a slow flank from Major, which could bring this back to a 3v3 and make it a little more achievable for XANTARES peaks. Major able to go for the trade, and they're going to have a think about this one. AK retrieved, 3v2. No utility for Eternal Fire, and if they can't get a pick shortly, then that's probably just going to be that. Magic coming out gets domed by Wonderful, and 17-15 will be the current scoreline.
XANTARES up close, hoping he goes unchecked, and he does. Ooh. Gets away with a free double opener. Couldn't do that with the AWP, now could he?
Yes, indeed, Harry. This would be huge for Eternal Fire. Their T-side has been pretty good from round 5 of the second half forwards. 3 in a row would be tough, but 2 to extend the game, definitely doable.
Still a winnable round for Navi if they take Wicadia out.
I mean, Eternal Fire should probably try to push on B and get some information. I mean, Wicadia is on an island, and they're not even close.
And even, like, the whole time he's here, he's constantly thinking they could be shifting through A, they could be shifting through A, so he's got that running in the back of his mind.
Well, good nade.
Ooh, the timing.
Rotate's starting to happen away from this B side, but these players in mid have heard that, and so now they tell Bit to be the first man to make a move. They tell him to start playing.
Oh, wonderful
rotates
crosses.
all the way back through middle. Magic hears this, and he hears the bomb going towards B, so Eternal Fire start to move back in, but that's when Bit strikes with all that room he took. XANTARES, 1 freebie on Alexi over in middle, but that bomb crossing out through main. Oh, wonderful! Goes ahead and gets past the woxic AWP, 2v4, but Bit continues to take names. Wonderful, lands the next shot. 2v5, or 2v4 rather, for NAVI.
Backing up into a crosshair. Calyx gets this one, Eternal Fire. 2v1 and Bit here. Playing around the glizzy, but can he gobble it? Oh, not this time.
For the answer.
Ooh.
That's when Blade was an active player as well.
Where's Alexi? Is he in the cutout at water? Oh no, he's there.
Double setup over here in mid. XANTARES plays ahead with the flashbang. Madja tees him up, and they even get past JL. They lose Madja in the backline, sure, but XANTARES, golden opportunity. Bitch just kind of tries whatever. Tries whatever there to make a play, flashing himself through the smoke at main.
Well, he's getting split, so he just decides to go for the full send. Tried to make something happen. He was hoping there was just going to be one guy there potentially, and then he could make the split awkward for Eternal Fire, but didn't happen.
Oh, but his feet are on fire. Imag's ears are burning. He hears that flash in, and that nets him in the open as XANTARES was just a couple of seconds too late to properly attempt that trade. Immer actually battles forward, a decision he will live to regret, as it forces him into a fight with XANTARES, one that he just wasn't ready to take. Alexi, suddenly the only hope of defending this B site. It started so well for NAVI, but Eternal Fire with all the answers. XANTARES, another multi-kill opening to get the ball rolling.
2 openings in the previous round, the important kill in Dark in this round.
Running these like slower rounds and then would finally come through with the uppercut B rush. This time, Eternal Fire hoping to roll the game away with a play like this, taking a page from Navi's book. They run out into the B site and they're left unmatched. Just one from Immer, but the advantage lies with Eternal Fire to walk this one over the line. Bit does a lot of damage. 2v2. The retakers to slow for a moment. JL plays out through the smoke in Temple. Maja back at main, but there's full util for Na'Vi. 2 smokes, 2 Molotovs, flashes. They can get all that in now. Make life really uncomfortable for Maja. Second molly out. That's going to force the swing. Forces him wide. And they didn't tell him where they planted. It's not there. He's spamming default. What would you do? Like,
But why?
gold, like first to 2 in a row? Kind of table tennis rule set.
It's tough. I mean, that could definitely be one.
It would be kind of hype, wouldn't it? Like the idea of they've won the first round. If they win the second, they win the game. Yeah, this is what we got. JL playing that XANTARES position also gets away with a double kill. Oh, and now Alexi even throws himself into it. 2 on 3, Calyx and Maja. They repelled that first man from Dark, but Na'Vi wanted him out of there. They wanted to tee themselves up for the retake here.
What?
Wonderful.
What?
No scope, but he burns alive. Maja in the clutch is the one to lock that in.
Give me that replay.
A roller coaster of a round.
Eternal Fire still have plenty to use, but it's just going to be mid-control they're looking for. They seem to realize by contacting back towards the water that Na'Vi have left the vicinity. Nades going both ways. Ooh, missed opportunity. Wonderful. Going to be stuck here on the cutout, though. Oh. Gets back to safety. Bomb over towards the A side of the map as all this is going down. Alexi takes Wicadia out of the equation. Imagine now just looking to draw attention away by making a bit of noise. Eternal Fire still figuring out where they want to go, and the only real option now is A.
Oh, flash in, bit teed up perfectly. JL with the assist. Knowing that they've pushed this mid setup back to be a little bit more passive. JL floating around the camera. Alexi making his way over. They will have Alexi here in time. And with JL, oh, that's a lovely set of openers. JL one step further. And he is exploded onto our screens here. Oh, up for the ace. JL one short.
Going straight through the canal already, looking for dark control. Immer right on up there. Molly towards Glyph to force him out, and JL going to be able to find and continue this tirade. XANTARES, okay, going to be cooking with gas, able to enter with 2 and hold on to the B site. Also has the helping hand from Calyx, who's found one in the meanwhile. Molly forces him into the open, and Na'Vi, it looked so good until it didn't.
I mean, that's been the case of a lot of these Na'Vi rounds. Alexi now attempting something here on the fade, but I like
you got to try something.
I like that we saw it from XANTARES' POV. Wonderful. Ooh.
Not so wonderful.
Hang on, have some faith. Let's just see if he can get anything here. Okay. Well, now's a good time to... Oh, he's dead. That's fine. That's fine. You can't win every round.
You can have Wicadia facing, and the molly won't go to the right position, although there's another one coming which could completely ruin the CT setup. Major not going to be able to get there in time. The molly burns Calyx. He's not even able to activate, and things go so bloody wrong. XANTARES. 2 of these Ts are so smushed up, so soft. 1 bullet and they're gone. Ima, the funny number of health. And Wonderful can still have huge impact, but it looks like XANTARES is happy just to keep the AK into the next round. Calyx just waiting with the HE there. Might be able to crack open the smoke and catch a timing, but by the time he throws it, they're already through this Molotov, and Wicadia has fallen in the meantime. Able to take 1 away with the molly, but woxic unable to find any damage. Things get awkward again. Eternal Fire, they're going to be rotating in from CT. Calyx has been heard. Hence the molly to that position from Beach, and Wonderful picking off the flank. Now it's all from the front that they have to worry about.
XANTARES dead over in middle, and it's just left to Calyx. He opened up this entire affair by getting that 1v2 that forced them into overtime, but expecting a 1v4. Half the time ticked off this bomb already. This might be the end for Eternal Fire on their map pick. Calyx low on health as NAVI look to have weathered the storm on this to lock in ANUBIS.